Welcome to the exercise class Wednesday the 3rd of June. What's that funny line going across there? Just let me have a look. I hope I'm live. It might be, I don't know how today's going to go because the puppy is very lively and wants me to play with him and keeps barking at me. So I'll try and make sure that he, I can see you looking up at me appealingly. So I'll try and I'll try and work around it as best I can. Doesn't seem there's anybody. Oh, yeah. One of the things I said before that one of the things I get asked about more than anything is balance. And the other thing I get asked about regularly is how can I get rid of my tummy fat? People are very concerned about that. And people say, oh, I'm going to exercise to lose weight. Well, you can't, basically. Really, if you want to lose weight, you need to amend your diet. People say, yeah, but I hardly eat anything. Well, I'm going to talk to you about what you eat in a couple of minutes. He's going to have this. No, there's nothing under there. Excuse me. He's going to have this over. He's underneath this now. Come on, out. Come. Oh, my watch is bleeping for some reason. Sorry, that was the remote control for the television. Come on. Come get Wubba. Go and get Wubba. Right, yes. So, if you want to lose stomach fat or fat from anywhere, I mean, the old adage, you can't out-exercise a bad diet is true. This is slightly controversial, but I would say eat less carbohydrate, fewer carbs. Everybody knows that you shouldn't have sugar, shouldn't have sweets and cakes and all the rest of it. But what people don't realize is that your body doesn't really know the difference between sugar and starch. And when you have starch, which is carbohydrate, pasta, rice, potatoes, toast, cereal, the body converts it into glucose. If you eat sugar, it's converted. It basically is glucose. If you eat starch, pasta, it gets converted into glucose. So you need to be very aware of what you're eating carbohydrate-wise. So, for example, if you have a healthy, in inverted commas, breakfast, you have 30 grams of cornflakes. Who has 30 grams? Measure it out. It's about that much. That's equivalent. It doesn't contain 8.4 grams of sugar. 8.4 teaspoons of sugar, sorry. It's sort of, the body converts it into the equivalent of 8.4 teaspoons of sugar. You have 125 grams of milk. Why do you keep going under there? 125 grams of milk, that's another teaspoon of sugar. One slice of brown toast, 3 teaspoons of sugar. And 200 mils of pure apple juice. Apple juice, good for you, right? That's equivalent to 8.6. It's more than the cornflakes, 8.6 teaspoons. So that healthy breakfast gives you the equivalent of 21 teaspoons of sugar. It's converted into that much glucose in the body as if you had eaten 21 teaspoons of sugar. And that's a sobering thought. And the other thing to say is to cut down on your carbs, but don't be afraid of fat. People say there's good fat, bad fat, saturated fat. The bad fats, I believe, are the seed oil fats, the fats made from sunflower. And so all the ones you've been told that are healthy. Olive oil is fine, obviously, but don't be afraid of butter. Don't be afraid of lard. Don't be afraid. Don't buy anything low fat. Don't have low fat yogurt. It's just not worth it. Fat fills you up. Fat doesn't, when you eat carbohydrate, because it turns into glucose, your body has to produce insulin to force the glucose from your blood into your, to sort of store it. If you don't use it, it's stored as fat. If you eat fat, you don't have that glucose, that insulin rush. So it doesn't get turned into fat. Well, yeah, fat doesn't make you fat. Come on, out for there. Come on. Stay there then. This broadcast may end, or this class may end very suddenly, because he's under where the computer is. So he's come out now. So it may all come crashing to the ground. Anyway, those if you're interested, have a look on my Facebook page, because there's an awful lot of stuff there about low carb diets. Don't be afraid to eat properly. If you eat proper food, don't buy processed food. Anything that's got a list of ingredients on the back, don't buy it. And it really is that simple. But there's an awful lot about it on my Facebook page. And there's references and things. If you want any more information, if you want anything from YouTube, come here. Come on. If you want anything from YouTube, if you want to see any YouTube talks about this, let me know and I'll send you a link. But it's really interesting stuff, and it is, well, it's not rocket science. I was going to say it is rocket science. Right, whilst we've got a little bit of peace and quiet, excuse me, I'm just going to pop this in for him. We'll start the warm-up. If you're new, make sure you have a chair. If you have a band, use it. If not, it doesn't matter. You can do the exercises perfectly well without a band. If there's any exercises that you need to be specially adapted for the chair, I'll show you. But most of the exercises can be done in the chair. If you can't stand at all, if you can, it's best to stand. And remember, we're doing 10 of everything, but that's something to aim for. If you can only do 3, absolutely fine. There's no pressure on you. This is not a Joe Wicks, go for the burn, all sorts of things. Okay, so we're just going to start walking on the spot, just marching a little bit. Don't forget to use your arms so that your shoulders get mobilized. I'm all over the place, a bit rattled now because of the dog. If you can, do it on your toes. If you're in the chair, you can still do your arms. Sit on the edge of the chair. You can still do your arms, and you can do this. Okay, that's still getting you warmed up. Keep the marching. If you can, on your toes. If not, just on your feet. But remember, don't plonk your feet down. You place them down. You are in control of your body, in theory. Now, if you can, keep marching. If not, stand still. Put your hands on your shoulders and stretch up. If you can't get your hands right up to your ears, you can only go that far or that far, absolutely fine. Do not force it, because if you force it, you might damage yourself. Just go as far as it can go, and that's fine. So I'm going to walk and up to the ceiling, down, out to the side, back in, forwards and back. Give it a good old stretch. Feel your ribs coming away from your hip bones. Back down, push out. You're trying to reach something, you can't quite reach it. Bring them in, and then forwards. Splay your fingers. Give your hands a bit of a stretch as well. One last time. Hands on shoulders, up, out. This is the warm-up, by the way, if you haven't been with me before. We do a sort of 10-minute warm-up, then we do the exercises, and then we do the stretching at the end. So this is the warm-up. So put your hand on your shoulder. We're going to do a few more mobilization of the shoulder. Imagine you've got a pencil sticking out, and you're going to do a big circle, to draw a circle on the wall, as large as you can. I'm going to turn sideways so as you can see that I'm doing full range of movement. So we're going to do 5, 3 back and 3 forward. 5 back. That dog has got me rattled. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nice and slowly. 5. And then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see how my arm is making a full nice big circle, but nice and slowly, so that you don't risk damaging your shoulder joint. Now imagine there's a pencil. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Brilliant. Right. We're going to do a little sort of routine, going into our routine. If you're new, or and if you're in the chair, or if you're in the chair, I'll show you. You can do these in the chair perfectly well. So we're just going to do heel digs. There's one of these that you won't be able to do. I don't know why I keep looking at the chair. There's one of these that you won't be able to do on the chair, but I'll show you just how to adapt it. And then as we're doing that, anchor your elbows into your waist. And then as you're doing that, you want to do a bicep curl with your opposite arm. Okay? Do full range of movement. So it's going right up and right down so that your elbow is getting mobilized. It's only your forearm that moves. This bit doesn't move, the top bit of your arm. Wrong way. That's that. And make sure you're doing opposite arm and leg. Just have a look and check that you're doing opposite arm and leg. So we do 3, 2, 1. It's gone awfully quiet. I've shut him in the kitchen. It's gone awfully quiet. But he's like a toddler. When he gets really, really tired, he gets fractious and doesn't know what to do with himself and just goes, ah. So if you put him somewhere quiet, he'll just go to sleep. That's my theory anyway. Next on, we're going to just out to the side. It is like having a toddler. It's like being a single parent again. And then at the same time, prayer hands, out to the side, out to the side. Whoops. Just really not concentrating today, Rosemary. To the side. I'm sorry the talk about the diet was quite truncated and a bit broken up. 3, 2, 1. But I'm always happy to talk about it. There's loads of stuff on my Facebook page if you're interested. Next one we're going to do is this is the one you can't do in the chair. We're going to step back. Just take a step back. You won't be able to do this. And then at the same time, put your hands out, but you can do the hand bits. So if you're sitting in the chair, just do this with your hands. 3, 2, 1. And lastly, we're just going to do a toe tap. Toe tapping. And the same thing again, anchor your elbows, and we're going to do opposite arm and leg. Bicep curl with the arm, toe tap with the foot leg. We do 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Right, we're just going to do a little bit more work on the arms to loosen them up a bit. So standing, this is the one where we're going to do this. You can do this in the chair as well. So hands on thighs, and as one arm comes up, the other one goes back. 1. Just do as far as is comfortable. 2. This is not a forcing exercise. 3, 4. My left arm doesn't go up as far as my right. 5, for some reason. 6, try not to rock your body. 7, 8, 9, 10. And then without stopping, we're going to do the lateral one. We're going to have your hands by your sides, rotate your arms so as your your palms are facing outwards. Touch them above your head, rotate again so that you're pushing down. So it's always rotation. 2. Nice and gentle. 3, 4, 5. Don't forget to rotate those arms. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, we're just going to go through that routine that we did, the heel digs and things, nice and slowly. So we're doing heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right, that's hopefully you're suitably limber and warmed up. We're going to start the exercise bit now. We're going to start as we always do with the squat. Now, if you're new and you can't do a free squat and you have to do it with good technique, and I'm going to show the free squat first, actually. A squat is sitting down really without the chair. So you have to have your legs at least hip width apart. Remember, don't put your knees over your toes. You're sitting back like that. You don't have to go down very far. That's far enough if you want, or you can go down further. Now, if you can't do that with good technique, sometimes people do it, their knees are going in and their knees are... See, if your knees go in, they automatically go over your feet. So you just keep your knees wide and you're going backwards. Your weight's on your heels. So if you can't do that, sit in the chair and see if you can have your... Turn sideways so as you can see. Your knees, 90 degrees, hands here, and stand up. And then down again with control. If you can't do that, use your arms to swing for a bit of momentum. Okay, but it's all controlled. And if that's impossible, put your hands on your knees and push yourself up. All the time when you're doing it, all the time, keeping your knees, your thighs parallel. Don't let your knees come in. So if you have to do this, you're still keeping your knees apart. You're not twisting and turning in. Right. That's the end of the explanation. Let's do the squat. Remember, as you come up, just touch your hand behind you. So we're going to do 10. So if you can't do 10, that's fine. If you can only do 1, that's absolutely fine. Half of 1, absolutely fine. Gives you something to aim for. Okay, so 1, nice and slow, controlled. 2, I'm falling over backwards here because my weight's on my heels. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fantastic. Right. If you've got your band, excuse me a minute. Hang on, I'm going to have to let him in. Hello. Yeah, go in your bed. Right, if you have a band, grab it. If not, you can do the exercise just as well. Well, not quite just as well, but you can do the exercise without having a band. Sitting on the chair, on the edge of the chair, legs out in front of you, toes pulled back, loop the band around the instep. Try and get it on the instep because there's less chance of it pinging off. So you're sitting up nice and straight with quite a lot of tension on the band and your arms out straight. So when you do the pulling, I'm going to show you what. And feet out straight, toes pulled back. Now when you pull, it's just your arms that move. You don't want your body rocking backwards and forwards. And you keep your elbows to your side and you pull back. And your hands almost skim your thighs. So we're going to do 1. Hold it there. Try and imagine you've got a pound coin between your shoulder blades and somebody's trying to pinch it. Hold it there. 2, 3, 4. Oh, she'd go to sleep. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Yeah, sorry, I should have said, if you don't have a band, you can still do the arm exercises, the arm movements without the band. Right. Next one we're going to do is to strengthen these side muscles here. If you can't do the squat without your knees going in, that's because these muscles aren't strong enough up here and all down there. So he's just having a chew of the chair. So remember, when you do this, it's just, if you're in the chair, there is a way of doing this, but I don't want to take up a lot of time explaining how to do it, I'm afraid. If you can't stand at all, then if you message me, and I will show you how to do this exercise separately. So remember, your leg is the weight, and it's just coming up like that. Don't turn it to the side. Okay, and don't lean over, because it doesn't matter how far up you get your leg. It's the fact that it's just these muscles here are pulling it up. So we're going to go 1. Oh, it's a new game. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going on the other side now. Come on, pup. Same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. I really feel that one always. Oh, right. I don't know if I'll be able to do this one without his nibs attacking me. So we're going to do a bicep curl, which is this one that we were practicing when we were doing the heel dig. So get one of the bands and stand on it, but have a bit of tension here, so that when it's down there, you're actually having to hold it a bit. And then we're going to go, make sure your elbow is anchored, because we don't want your upper arm moving at all. And we're going to go 1, you're just closing it. See if you can just closing it like that. I should have done the other one, shouldn't I? I'll show you the other one. He's extremely interested in this. Right, so you're just closing it. 1, 2, 3, and this is your upper arm. This muscle here, for most people know what their bicep is. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then switch to the other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Now, next one is a balancing one. If you're in the chair and can't walk, you're not going to be able to do this one, I'm afraid. What we're going to do is we're going to engage our core. So breathe out, pull your navel into your backbone as far as it will go, as hard as you can, and then relax it slightly. And then I'm going to try and do what we did the other day, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it because of the pup. But anyway, what we're going to do is just have your standing on one leg, and you're going to just, you're going to swing and swing your arms at the same time and try and keep your balance. I'll try a bit better when we're actually doing it. It's quite difficult. Have the chair there just in case you need to grab on. Right, so breathe out, pull your navel into your backbone, release it slightly, and off you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How's that? Did you manage that? Maybe some feedback on that. Do you prefer that one, or do you prefer doing this one? You know, the one where we balanced and either did that or that. Just let me know which one you preferred. Let me know which one you found easiest, actually. So, I'm just looking there because he's getting my books. Right. Breathe out. Pull your navel into your backbone. Relax it slightly. And off we go. Try and do opposite arm and leg. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How's that? Yeah, let me know which is easier and which is more difficult for you. Right. We're going to do the upward row now. So this is the one where you hold your thumb and the elbows are always higher than the hands. Doesn't matter how high up you get it, as long as it's not like that. If your elbows are even level with your hands, you've gone, you have to reduce it. If you can only get to there, that's absolutely fine. You're still using those muscles. If you've got a band, stand on it, cross it over. I'm going to come forward a bit, holding your hands together. Try and keep your forearm and your wrist and your hand in alignment. Try not to let your wrist bend like that. And we're going to do 10. Remember, it doesn't matter how far up you get as long as your elbows are higher. So we're going to do 1, 2, don't boing it down. 3, always slow and controlled. 4, don't jerk it and use momentum. 5, 6, back nice and straight, don't rock. 7, 8, 9, 10. Well done. Right, next one we're going to try and do our abs. Never quite sure how effective these are, but somebody said that they really liked them. So sitting in the chair, sitting as far forward as you can, knees at 90 degrees, feet flat on the floor, ankles under your knees, grip your elbows, and we're going to go back and touch and then just lightly brush the chair with your back and then come forward again. Don't let your back collapse like that. Keep your back straight. Don't sort of arch it. Just keep it straight. So we'll start now. Wait, we'll go. Right, just lightly touch. 1, 2, maybe come forward a bit more. 3, keep your feet on the floor. 4, 5. When you come forward, sorry, I was doing that, don't do that. When you come forward, keep your back straight. 5. I am making this one up as we go along. 6, 7, 8, nice and controlled, 9, 10. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go back, touch the chair with your back, and then come off just about a milliliter. So as you're not, the chair is not, you're still on the edge of the chair, but the back of the chair is not supporting you. You're at a sort of angle. And then we're going to just lift straight. Oh, I'll do it this one. Straighten your leg. 1, 2, all the while keeping off this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, if you need a rest, come forward, just have a bit of a rest, and then go back again. If you're hardcore, just stay there. 1, try not to move your thigh. 2, it's just your lower leg that moves. 3, 4, keep your foot pulled back. 5, don't point your toe. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How was that? I could feel that on my abs. How was that? Could you feel it? Right, the next one we're going to do is the triceps one, which is this one. If you don't have a band, you can still do the movements. It won't be quite as effective, but you're still, the muscle is still moving. If you do that, you can feel the muscle moving. But if you have a band, it's more effective because you're pulling against a weight. He's gone to sleep now, thankfully. Right, so you stand, you hold the band behind, okay, because this controls the tension. This arm controls the tension. And this arm is back here, like that. If you can't get your arm back like that, then if you still holding it here, bring your arm here to chest height and push down like that, because it's still your triceps, the muscles at the back of your arm, the opposite ones to your biceps that you're using. If you're like this, it's just your forearm that moves and it's up to the ceiling. So we're going to do 10, whichever way you're doing it. 1, 2, 3, just the forearm. 4, get your upper arm in position and then don't move it. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is a good one to practice in front of the mirror, actually, because you can see in the mirror if your upper arm is moving. So again, you're ready? Either here or here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. Now, as usual, we're going to do another 10 squats. In the chair or not in the chair, free squats, it's up to you. Feet hip width apart. And we're going to go down and 1, down and 2. You should still be able to see me when you're doing your squat. 3. Remember, don't let those knees come in. 4. If it's easier, point your toes out. 5, 6, 7, nice and slow and controlled. 8, 9, 10. Well done. Right, last one. Well, before the routine, We're going to do side bends. So hip at least, feet at least width apart. Remember, if you don't have to put your arm over your head, you can if you want to. If it's over your head, keep it straight so that it's actually active. It's not just up there and collapsing. So, oh, keep it straight, Rosemary. 1, 2, oh, I find this one so hard. 3, which must mean I need to do it more. 4, 5. It is strengthening my abs though. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoa. I find the other side easier for some reason. Right. 1, not very flexible today. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are you still with me? Oh, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oof. I find that quite testing, which means I need to do it more. Right, the routine. We're going to just go through it a couple of times nice and slowly, and then we'll put our imaginary music on. So, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, I'll slow it down a bit, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right, we're going to do that. I'm going to have something playing in my head. I can't have real music because of copyright issues. So if we're ready, we'll go 3, 2, 1. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side. This is great for your coordination and your balance. Heel dig and your mobilization of your muscles. Back, toe tap. Heel dig, side. You'll be tick-tocking next. Back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, get into a rhythm. Back, toe tap. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. One last time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Feel free to put the music on anytime you want and just to do your little routine. It's good for your heart because it gets you a bit breathless. It's good for your coordination because you have to remember what you're doing. Your limbs have to go in the right places. It's good for your muscle strength because you're sort of balancing on one leg at times. It's good for your joint mobilization because your arms and legs are going every which way. It's just wonderful for everything. So, into the stretches. So we're going to stretch our calf muscle. So one leg back, front leg bent, back leg straight, heel on the ground. About time. It's been awake since about 6 o'clock. he got me up at 5 o'clock, I have to say. But then he went out for a wee and went to sleep. Right, back leg straight, heel on the ground, leaning forward. The more you lean forward, the more severe the stretch. You should feel the stretch at the top of your calf. If you can't get your heel on the ground, move your feet closer together. And then very gently bend your back knee. Your heel will come off the ground. That's okay. You don't need to bend your back knee very much. And you should feel the stretch moving down into your Achilles tendon and your lower calf muscle, which I'm sure you all know and remember is called your soleus. And then change. Heel on the ground, remember. And then bend your back knee. Your heel will come off the ground. Just hold it there. Fab. Right, now we're going to do the thigh muscles. So if you can, those of you that can, grab your foot, your heel, your sock, your trouser leg, your ankle, whatever you like, and standing like this, like that, Long John Silver, have your knees together. Those of you that can't do that, we're just going to do dynamic stretching. So those of you that are doing the static stretching, holding your leg, you hold your leg, and as the rest of us are going to do this. This still lengthens the muscle, and that's what stretching is about. Plus it makes you feel good. Right, those of you that are doing the static stretch, switch legs, and us dynamic stretchers will just keep doing this. There we go. Cease and desist. Right, we're going to do hamstrings, the big muscles at the back of your legs. So sitting in the chair, sitting at the edge of the chair, one leg forward, toe pulled back, sitting up nice and straight, lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. And however far you go is up to you. Some people are very bendy and will be able to touch their toes or reach beyond their toes. Other people aren't so bendy and may only get to their knee. But whatever you do is right, make sure it's right for you. Remember, and keep your toe pulled back. And then sit up. And the other leg, toe pulled back, sitting up nice and straight, lean forward from the hips. And then sit up. Standing up. Arms outstretched, palms facing forward. Round the old oak tree. Remember, your arms are like that, not like that. Round at shoulder height, and then dip your head. This is for the big muscle at the top of up your shoulders. I like this stretch. I tend to hunch my shoulders a bit, so this is quite good for me. And then interlink your fingers behind your back. If you can't do that, just try and get your elbows together, get your arms back like that. Imagine you've still got that pound between your shoulder blades. If you can, if you've interlinked your fingers, just raise your arms and actually stretch across your chest. Okay. Next one, we're going to take our arm and put it across the chest. Put your hand just above your elbow. Oh, I have to sort of clunk my shoulder into place to do this one, actually. If this hurts at all, don't do it. I don't like this one at all. I don't know why I do it. We should just maybe miss it out. I don't know if it has any benefits. It hurts people that have got dicey shoulders. We'll do it this week. I might miss it out next week. And then you're just pushing it sort of down so that you're stretching these muscles. And then raise your hand, put it behind your back like that. If you can't get it that far, it doesn't matter. Just get it where you can. But when you do this, you're pushing so that you're stretching here. It's not trying to force your shoulder joint back. So if this is painful for you, just don't do it. There's no point in doing a stretch if it's painful. You get no benefit from it at all. And then release and go on the other side. Pull it back. Release. Last few now. We're just going to do the neck. Right. Just tip your head. Just look at the floor. Put your hand on your crown, but don't push. Just let the weight of your hand push your head down. And then look up. And then turn your head to the left. Put your hand on your chin and try and turn your head back to the center, but resist with your hand so that you're creating tension in your neck. Create that tension and then release totally and see if you can turn your head a little bit further than it could initially. I should have said, when you first turn your head, note where your chin is or how far behind you can see. And just hold it there for a few seconds. Then bring it back to the center. Turn to the right. Hand on chin. Try and turn your head back to the center. Create that tension. Release totally and see how far you can turn. See if you can make it a little bit further. And then bring your head back to the center. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for joining me, and thank you for putting up with the pup. So let me know what you think about the balance one. Is this one better, or is this one, the swinging leg one, better? But tell me why. If one's easier and you like it better because it's easier, it's the more difficult ones I want. Okay. Thank you very much. Remember, if you want any more information or links on the diet and the low carb eating, and if whether it's good for you and all the rest of it, just let me know and I'll send you some links so that you can peruse the videos at your leisure.